Good morning, this is the Ballentine Trail through the Mazatzal Mountains, and I'm going to break here to talk a new anime.
The Skullman.
Skullman is a sort of superhero mystery anime fused with supernatural horror elements. The opening scene immediately shows a terrified young woman fleeing from a deformed monster through the deserted streets of Otomo City, while a mysterious man in a skull mask looks down from on high. Is this Skullman a hero who will save her, or a villain who will kill her, or something else again? The Skullman is set around 1970 in a slightly alternate history of post-war Japan. You'll soon notice they have bulky old pagers, but no cell phones. Cameras still use film, and TVs, cars, clothes, typewriters, and record players all look old-fashioned. The lead character is Hayato Minagami, a poor freelance reporter from Tokyo who wants to investigate the so-called Skullman, based on rumors that there's a mass killer loose in Otomo City. Hayato was raised in Otomo City, and though he's been gone for many years, he still has a few friends there. So he hops on a train. On that train, he meets Kiriko Mamiya. She's an energetic and ambitious young photographer wannabe, and she's even poorer than Hayato. She latches onto him and worms her way into a partnership, or into being his assistant, depending on which of them is telling the story. Otomo City is a modern city for 1970. It seems independent of Japan, but rather oppressive. Travel papers are checked regularly, there's a strict curfew, and a noticeable military presence. The town is also headquarters to a giant conglomerate corporation that grew from an older pharmaceutical company. Its religion seems divided between the parishioners of St. Mary's Church and a local religious cult called the White Bell Society. Hayato and Kiriko will do their best to investigate the strange murders in town, which will irritate the local police, who don't believe there's any such thing as the Skullman. They'll be helped by one of Hayato's old family friends, who's now head of the city's founding corporation and has a lot of political clout. And he'll be helped by this guy, who took the same train to town that they did, and keeps popping up with little tidbits of information for them, though he won't actually introduce himself till much later in the show. In fact, in violation of one of the prime directives of TV exposition, I don't think any of the characters reveal their names early on, not even Hayato. Most of the early episodes just set up the mystery of the Skullman's true purpose and identity.
Bingo.
会社の葬式取ったからってそれがどうしたって言うんだ。
いいからよく見ないよ。橘瞳と臼井明彦。少なくともこの二人についてはこれでつながったでしょ。
You know those movies where the hero will walk past a TV reporting some seemingly unrelated news item that will later turn out to be important to the plot? You know, like the president of Lower Waziristan is currently giving a speech at the UN, and an hour later that turns out to be the assassin's target. Skullman is full of such informational tidbits. TV and newspapers dropped hints of diplomatic standoffs without and political machinations within, and even a park map will tell us that the original town site is now underwater beyond the dam. How convenient. Get ready to take notes. Skullman also has a pretty large supporting cast, making it a pretty intriguing mystery for Hayato to investigate. Local cops and politicians, corporate executives, a visiting actress, the White Bell Society, a priest, the orphanage, Hayato's old friends, the military. Many of these get enough development to be interesting. We're awash in potential suspects. In fact, we're not even sure of what we suspect these people of. The series gradually reveals its secrets one or two at a time, which only makes us more curious about what we still don't know. It succeeds as a mystery. I wish I'd liked the ending a little better. It's not that the story cheats and introduces new facts that aren't previously foreshadowed, but too many things all seem to come together at one moment. There's too much going on at the climax, too many conspiracies, too many actors left on the stage to battle it out. It does, however, avoid any cliché of a happy ending. Anime veteran Yutaka Izubuchi provided the series continuity and several of the scripts for the episodes, and he's imagined a pretty taut anime plot throughout the series. It just seemed a little overpopulated at the end. I mentioned earlier that the Skullman had elements of suspense and horror, with monsters and murders. It's more about suspense than the gore, and not a whole lot of blood makes it onto the screen, but it's still not for little kids. I think I've pretty well become a nerd to anime horror by now.
男キリコピュリツァー城でしょ。
The Skullman is based on a 1970s manga by Shotaro Ishinomori, better known as the creator of such hits as Cyborg 009 and Kamen Rider. The Bone Studio did a pretty good job updating the art designs and animation to present-day sensibilities without losing touch with its origin. A lot of adaptation of older manga seem to feel their age, but Skullman keeps its characters recognizable from the manga without looking stale and old-fashioned. Leaving the setting in the 1970s didn't seem to hurt it either. It's a very different style for director Takeshi Mori, whose earlier projects, such as Van Dread and Gunsmith Cats, were lighter in tone and heavier on fan service. In terms of design, the final episode threw in this odd spider tank mecha, which was completely at odds with the 1970s setting and any previously established technology, and it was also completely unnecessary to tell the story. That's one minor misstep I noticed. The music is interesting, right from the opening. Instead of leading with a song, as most series do, the Skullman starts us off with some slightly menacing music with a smooth jazz twist that proclaims it's the desired gravis and film noir credentials. The interior soundtrack likewise portends mystery and menace. Only the upbeat ending song seemed at odds with the show's mood. I give the Skullman series 4 stars. It surpassed my expectations and provided a neat little mystery thriller. True, the plot is complicated, with a lot of characters and facts to keep track of, and it leads to an overly busy conclusion, but it did engage my interest in its mystery and some sympathy for its primary characters and their relationships. It was enjoyable to watch, though I'm not sure I'd care to rewatch it much. Sentai Filmworks has just released The Skullman in North America with English subtitles but no dub. That suits me fine. The 2-DVD set has all 13 episodes with only one small extra, the original Japanese promo ads.
Thanks for listening.